Okay, back at it, Monday. What I want to get done today, assemble the rear brakes. So I'll pull these off. I'll just do one at a time, I suppose. A little bit tight for room here, but you get that. Thing I'll do is throw these wheel cylinders on. I'll just do one side at a time. That's the adjuster there. Just got to remember which way that goes. There's a left and a right. I'll just have to figure that out. Wheel cylinder and the adjuster on. Got new bolts and stuff there. I never did take a picture of what that looks like, so it just might take me a little bit to figure it out. I'll just get one side done and then be able to figure it out somehow. There's all the stuff there. I painted all this crap. I didn't get new stuff. That'll be fine. I finally figured out how to put that back together. I couldn't quite remember how that handbrake thing went, but this little lever thing locks into that square on the brake shoe, and obviously it goes across like that. But yeah, I couldn't quite figure out what was going on, but you've got to have the right pieces on. Actually, like, that's why I keep everything separate. I always knew that was the right hand one, so everything out of that thing went in one of these round tins. Alright, so I know everything in there fits that right hand side. So this is the left hand one. I've just put this one here to show you if you're ever doing one, that locks in like that. If you don't do that, it won't go together. That side's done. All adjusted, everything. These were seized when we got this car. It didn't want to move for starters, and once we got it spinning, you could push it in gear because it just had zero compression. That's completely finished, that side. Anyway, do the other side. I won't say the E word, but let's hope it's not as difficult as the other side. If you're doing the brakes on one of these Hondas, put that part in first. It makes it a lot easier. Then put the wheel cylinder and the adjuster in. Wind the adjuster right in too. It doesn't have to go all the way in, but put it in. It makes it easier. The adjuster will go in that way or that way. It's better to put it that way, because then you can take that off, and it's a lot easier to adjust it with the drum off. You just pull that off, and these things spin easier. Not much room here to film that, but that's done. See, when you push that lever, it moves that out. That's your handbrake. I'll try and video it, but like when you spin that, push that, then it won't spin. I've pretty much adjusted that, but it might need a final adjustment, but they're adjusted. I'm going to get the handbrake cables out. There's always other shit. There's always other stuff you got to fix, but these handbrake cables, I've got to make them look better. But I will whack them in next. I'll go get them and see what I can do to make them look good. I just got to throw that drum on. That drum's going on. And I'll do that right now. Right. Took me a while to find these. I couldn't remember why I put them in with the front suspension. I don't know why. Anyway, these things I've got to make them look better. That thing there will clean up okay. That hooks up to the handbrake lever. I'll probably just put give them a clean and put something like that new on the top of it somehow. That's my best option. These cables are seized solid. I'm just going to have to try and get some shit down in them and get them going, because we're using them. I've got to fix them. We managed to rebuild one of these brake cables for the handbrake. I even found some of this stuff here to seal that and everything. But it works good. But the other one, nope. I managed to get it to go that way. That's what I did with the other one. I smashed it down, but there's no way I can get that to come back. It is locked. So we've got to buy one cable. One's better than two. They're 75 euros each. So we'll get one, and at least I managed to save one. I've just got to hook that up, and that's the last thing for the rear. I can even do that later. But we'll get that. That order's coming in soon. Anyway, I've got to get more bolts tomorrow. I'll start putting some of this front on, but I'm still waiting on the rubbers for that, so I'm not going to be able to get too far. We'll see what happens. There's always something else to do, but for now, that's it for today. Changed how this is routed because I've got to make another one. I'm about to do it now, and this one goes above it. So that, I don't know, runs up to, this goes to the fuel pump. This one comes out of the fuel pump and goes up into the, wherever it feeds. Oh, it must be over there. I can't see anywhere else. Anyway, we'll see. No, it wouldn't go there. It must go here. That must be it there. Anyway, wherever it goes, so I've got to make that next. There's the other line done. I'm pretty sure, let's see, I think it goes from here up into there. But I'll double check. I can't see anywhere else it goes. I can't remember. I'll just figure it out as I go. Even though I pulled it apart, but it was over a year ago now, I think. But that's come out quite good. I've put plastic there and black tape just to hold the plastic, but that's fine. So that what happens is this line comes from the fuel tank, goes up into the pump there, and then it comes out of the pump here and then back up to there. So that's another little job done. Just drag this exhaust out. So I want to measure the pipe, but I'll just give you, shows what it looks like. It's all tuned length here. The whole bottom of it's all missing. I'll probably reuse this plate here. That's probably about it. It's got the that, which is good, and I've got the rear ones as well. There's more pipes go at the back. It's going to take a bit of making that. I might have to see if I can go and use the guy over here in town's pipe bender. Make all that. It's going to be a bit tricky. Not impossible, just tricky. Too far. Yeah, sure how far I can get without the upper and lower ball joint seals, but I'm just going to start putting some big bits on like this bit, and I'll just see how far I can get. I don't want to mix them up. They're all in like left and a right box, so that's for the left. Just putting these bits on first. This is the bit here that was badly damaged, accident damage. And they just had all motley knot bolts and crap hanging it in there. It was spaced out, try to line it up. That's how it's supposed to look. Brand new M10 by 125 stainless bolts. That's how it's supposed to look. I'm very happy with that. It turned out as it should. That'll line up quite nice. You can pack that out to adjust the camber or whatever it adjusts. I'm pretty sure it's a camber. So I'm pretty happy with that. I knew that was going to fit anyway, so I've already had it on. Anyway, the next thing I'm going to put on are these bits. I'll just grease that up, put that on, and that's, I'll go as far as I can with this, but I'm going to come to a halt because I don't, like I said, I don't have the dust covers. I've got the ones for the tie rods here, but I don't have it for the upper and lower ball joint. So I'll just do what I can. Okay, I've put these things on. Just leave that there. Just hang there for a bit. I'm waiting for the cover, for the seal for that. And there's one for the lower ball joint, this thing here. And there's actually another one that goes here, a little flat thing. I thought it was okay. Where is it? It's in there. It's just a real thin thing, but it's just a little bit swollen, so I'm not going to use it. I've got to wait for them, so I'm going to get the whole 3 for each side. I've got new ones for here. And I've just put this front bit on. It's pretty cool. I like the contrast with the black parts on the grey chassis. I haven't seen that on one of these Hondas, and everything looks mint. Now, next thing I'm going to throw on here is the front sway bar, and then there's a cover thing that goes here on each side. And then the rest, I can probably put the shocks on, but I'm sort of coming to an end what I can do there. So I'll just have to wait. And like I'm sort of trying to fix this pulley. I only want to pull that off once. That's what I'm doing. I'm only pulling that thing off once, so I'm putting a brand new part there. And now I know for sure that that's fixed. Getting these things in is almost a miracle, eh? Oh my God, that was difficult to get in. Got both, especially by yourself. But yeah, don't forget to use the grease they give you to put those in. It's a special grease. if you ever find yourself doing them, but I recommend getting someone to help you. And that is hard to put in. Whew. I'm glad they're hooked up because I didn't think I was going to get them. Anyway, looking more and more like a car. I'll put this cover on here next, and then that gets hooked up over there. And you can't really put much else more on this suspension until I get the other stuff on it. There might be one or two things. I could probably hang the shock there. And we'll see. There's probably a few bits, but yeah, once I get to as far as those boots, I've got to stop. Doesn't matter, I've got plenty of other stuff to do. I'm going up the coast today, later tonight, to buy a pipe bender. I don't have one. I'm just going to go and buy one. I need it to make that exhaust. Like, there's no one paying someone to, we're paying someone to build that. That'd be thousands. I can do it myself. That's all on. That sway bar on, that lever thing there that goes over to the control arms on. Yeah. The grey, the black parts go on the grey. Just looks bloody great. The new bolts and everything. You're going to look pretty cool, this thing, I tell ya. You never know, we might put it in some sort of a show once. See what happens. If Matt wants to do that, it's up to him. All this stuff's done. Just leave that up like that. It's enough for today. I've got to go and do other stuff. I'm just looking at this steering setup, the knuckle that holds this to the rack. I gotta say, Honda, you dropped the ball on this one, mate. For starters, that there has to go in there. That's riveted on. So I'm gonna have to pull a bloody rabbit out of the hat to fix that. If you look at this thing here, they got that around the wrong way. They got that aiming like that. It doesn't go like that. It goes that way. It goes that way down. That's wrong. Then the bolts don't go like that. They don't go in that way. They go down. And also, the only thing that steers the car is that bit of rubber. That's steering the entire car, that piece of rubber. Not a good design. Not a good damn design. Anyway, I'm going to have to drill these rivets out. And it looks like I'm going to have to drill those posts out and put some screws in there. It's the only way I can get that in. And also, when you're assembling the car, there's no space. Like, you got to imagine the body's going to be on by this time. I can't just lean in here and do that. I'm going to have to come through the front here and get in down here. You've got to guide the steering shaft in, and you got to get a bolt on it. Not a good design. They could have done better than that. That's just bloody stupid. Well, I suppose I'll be able to do it, but it's not easy. It's just another one of their silly designs. Yeah, I don't really feel right about this, but the only way I can get that inside there is drill that out. I'll just have to make sure that I'm doing the right thing here, because and then it's like I'm going to have to tap that and put screws there. Like, it's not as if it's important, it's only the steering of the entire car. Alright, looks like I'm going to have to just drill them out and pull that apart. There's no other way to get it apart. I've got this thing apart. They're the old rivets. See, I'm not sure if I'm going to use them or make new ones yet. But they've got these steel things. You put them in that. This is how I'm doing it anyway. That goes there like that. Put those rivets in there. Rivet goes in there like that. Then you put that back on there like that, and I've got to work out a way of putting that on. I may even weld it, but I doubt it. And then that's your steering coupling. That goes down and bolts to that thing down there. And it's pretty difficult to get at that, but I'm sure it's possible. It's going to be a tricky thing to do once the body's on, because you know, you've got to do that with the body on. You must be able to get at it. What I'm going to actually do is pull this back out. Pull this back apart. This bit here needs a little bit of fixing, a little bit of silicone. I'm going to silicone this overnight and paint a few bits and put it together tomorrow. That's basically how that goes. That bolts back into the thing down in there. I swear it only just fits. Just fits. I thought I was going to have to trim it, but it does fit just. So they bolt into the rack like that. I've just got to figure out if I'm going to make new rivets, put bolts there, or weld these rivets to that, or what I'm going to do. Don't really want to get it too hot, so that's probably, welding is probably not an option. Like, it really only just fits in there. It's just leaving this nut here like it's in the way. How are you going to tighten that up? Pretty stupid. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I've centered that. I'm going to drill that out with a 5mm bit. That's actually 8mm wide, that piece. So I'm going to tap it with an M6 tap and put an M6 screw type bolt thing down there. We'll see how it goes. Video a bit of it. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to have to make new rivets. Either that or use bolts or whatever. I'll have to figure something out. I don't know them. I'm sure other people have done this repair, but this is how I'm doing it. I don't know if it's the right way or the wrong way. This is it. I did forget to mention that when we got this car, that part was all jammed down there in the rack. You couldn't turn the steering because it was locked. That piece had come out, and yeah, it was causing all sorts of problems. Someone's pulled it apart. It fell apart, one of the two. If I was driving one around one of these Hondas and it was more than 20 something years old, I'd be definitely looking at that part, making sure that it's okay. I'm not sure how far in there I'll go, but I'll probably go in about 12-15 mil. Anyway, I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to get used to it. Here's the first one done. I'll probably make the next one a little bit deeper. These screws, I'm going to have to just shorten that screw a fraction, but it goes in about that far. I probably should have went in further. Anyway, the next one will go in further. Actually worked out really good. I was able to get them on super tight. I was able to clamp that in the corner there, lock tight, tighten them right up really tight. So that bit's fixed. That's what it's supposed to look like. Now that goes down in there. So that's going to be the next trick. It's getting that in there and getting these tabs folded up, because that's basically all that stops it from undoing. They'll never undo. They've got strong Loctite and they're on very tight. So I'm happy with that. I'll probably throw a bolt in there, get it ready for when we throw the body on. Anyway, the next trick is to get that in there. It's easier said than done. There's not much space. Like I said, it only just fits. And when we first got this car, the steering wouldn't move because this thing was all busted and was jammed in sideways, and it just wouldn't turn. So we had to keep pulling it and moving that out. Anyway, that part's fixed. See that cup link there? I've got it in. And that is a tight fit. I had to actually move the rack across a bit because it just wouldn't fit. Anyway, it's in there now. That's come out very good. I'm really happy with that. So, another job done. I suppose I don't know, I might make a little video of what I've done this week. It doesn't, one of them things, it doesn't look like I've done a real lot, but I'm pretty much waiting on this next order to come from Germany. There's our exhaust. This week I'm making an exhaust. There's some That's 1.5 inches. There's some 1.25 inches inside that pipe, but I've got to get another metre of the 1.25 inches. I've got to get another 2 metres of the 1.5 inches. I'll be getting that in the morning. Anyway, it's coming along. I suppose that'll be a video. If you see this, that's my video for the week, I suppose. Anyway, thanks for watching.